welcome to my video here today. I'm going to be showing you two different styles of Project Life albums. If you've been around long here on my channel, you know that I love my family Project Life album. I've been doing one. I've always done a yearly scrapbooking project or album even before I got married and had kids. And then once I got married and started having kids, it transitioned into more of a family album, and I've been doing that since 2005, so a really long time. I have stayed in a 12 by 12 album for my family album. I recently this year I added a project and I want to share that, but you can do, I just want to start the video off by saying you can do these types of projects in any size album. I've just stayed in a 12 by 12 album the entire time I've done this project, and so that's what I have since 2005 are these 12 by 12 albums. So this is going to be about a family album or a album that is, you know, a collection of stories about more than just you, but it's told really through your lens, like how you see the stories. And then I'm also going to share a new project that I just started this year, and that is my personal Project Life album. So what should you do? Should you do a family album, or should you do a personal album, or should you do both? It really is up to you. So let's take a look at these projects and why they're different, and then let me show you a little bit about this new project that I've been doing that is my personal Project Life album. So here is my family album. This is the first half of the year. There are process videos for most all of these items that you're going to see, my title pages each month. Now, I've done Project Life in both the weekly format where you do like basically maybe a picture a day or around about a picture a day. And the way I always did that was this was my title card, and then I would do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. And then that was my week. So it was like week 1, week 2, week 3. I did that style Project Life for years. That is sort of the way that Project Life was developed. It was developed as like a photo a day kind of thing. And when I was introduced to it in the very beginning, when Project Life first started back in 2010, 2011, that's the format that I took on. And then a few years ago, I transitioned to a monthly Project Life. So basically, I have two pocketed pages. These are design A. I get them from Becky Higgins, and they have the two 4x6s on the top and the bottom, and then they have 3x4 in the middle. And I do two of those for each month. So this is my January, and then I just pick a handful of things that I want to share throughout the month. This was the kids and kind of what their likes are, their ages, like currently. So that was a little extra thing that I did. This was my January journaling with a January overview. I have a calendar that serves as a holder for something. Sometimes I do another layout back here. I documented my crafting space, and I told a little bit of a story about my crafting space. I put my one little word in here for the year. And then my son went to science camp, so that's what this page is. And then I documented what we're currently watching, and then a little story about Dancing with the Stars. And then I did this fun insert because I just needed a little bit of an extra space for some more overview photos. And so I added this layout, and I did Monday through Saturday. These are digital cards that I created. In my membership, I give those to everyone who's a part of my membership. They get access to these printables. You can print them out and use them. And I just did through Saturday. And then I sort of just told the story about what we do throughout the week. We have days that are really the same. My husband works the same kind of schedule. The kids are in school, the things that I do. And so I documented that. And the really fun thing about this is we may be getting ready for a schedule change with my husband. And then my two younger kids are in different schools this year. And so what our schedule looked like at the beginning of the year is not what it looks like right now. And so it's really fun to go back and look and be like, oh yeah, on Tuesdays, Daddy was off work on those days and we did X, Y, and Z. Or, oh yeah, Kayla had rehearsals on Wednesday for musical theater and that's what she was doing. So it's kind of fun to look back and just see how things change and shift. And so that's how I do project life now. It tends to be a little bit easier for me to do monthly and not so much weekly. I tend to get a little bit stressed out having to remember to take photos every day. I really just like to lean into the photos that I'm taking. And so that's how I approach each month. And the other thing that's really great about doing the monthly overview is I pick a different theme for each month. So you can see that in January, I did this yellow theme. This year, I'm using old core kits. So I have a ton of the Project Life core kits that aren't really created anymore. And I'm going back and each month I pick an older core kit to work with. And so this was the core kit I was working with in January. And then I incorporate other items from my stash. So then in February, we transition into February and then I've changed kits that I'm using. And then you can see in my family album, I do lots of different things. I do pocketed pages. I add my own items. I took some acetate and created a insert here, and this is actually a pocket. It has some Valentine's things in it. This was something that I got in the mail, so I made a pocket and did some Valentine's Day items in there for my kids. And then here is a page from the Project Life app. It was the Super Bowl, and I just picked some of the funny things from the Super Bowl, and I had it printed in the Project Life app, so it's more of a digital page. Then here's a digital page that I also made through the Project Life app. The beginning of the year, I was on a design team, and this was some design team work, and then I just wanted to be able to add that to our album. And then if you come over here, you'll see that I do some more traditional style pages where I'm doing the photos actually on the pattern paper, and I'm using items from my stash. And then here's some inserts again for different things that were going on. And I really love the way that came together. So that is my basic flow throughout the year of just that design A on each side for the month. And then anything extra that I want to highlight just goes right in the middle. And one of my favorite things about being in the 12 by 12 album, and one of the reasons I've chosen to stick with it all of these years, is I just love the way things layer into your album and the way you can get all these different sizes. I use Avery index tabs and I stamp those. You can use 8.5 by 11, 9 by 12. You can use these smaller ones. You can cut your pocketed pages up. This is a design A that I just cut in half, and it just gives this really fun interaction when you're flipping through your album. And it is one of my absolute favorite aspects of doing the 12 by 12. I also like to put in here, like this was a tag from when my husband's lawnmower got worked on, and there was a whole issue with that, and I want to do the journaling on the back of this and just tell that story, and then it has that tag. So there's just so many fun things that you can do in this size album, and I get to tell lots of different stories. This is the elementary school lunch menu and then the breakfast menu. I feel like I should flip these around because I feel like breakfast comes before lunch. So this was the last menu that we got for the elementary school. We were there for over 10 years, we were at our little elementary school, but now all of our kids are out of elementary school. And in May, when I took these off of my refrigerator, because that's where we would hang them up, I got a little sad because I was like, there's not going to be any more lunch menus hanging up on our refrigerator. So I decided to put them in our album, and I'll just write a little note that says that's why they're in here. And then in years to come, when my kids are grown and we're looking back at these, we'll see these and it'll bring back such fond memories. So that is my family album, and just a brief overview at how I tackle my family album. It is a project that I stay pretty up to date on, meaning it doesn't mean that I'm up to date on it every single moment of every single month, but I do keep it up to date in that at the end of December, it is finished and I start my next one. I also rotate my family albums out into our living room, and so that they can be enjoyed, and I just rotate through the years and put them out, and so that we are looking at them and seeing them. So that is my family album, and that was the only Project Life album that I was doing all of these years. I have other projects, mini albums that I do, one little word, but it was the only real Project Life family style album that I was doing. I do albums for my kids, but those are separate. Well, this year I decided to add this, and I was so excited. This album was actually sent to me by a very nice gal in the Allie Edwards Facebook group, Shannon. I had posted about this project. She reached out and said she had an album because I was having a really hard time finding 6x12 albums, and she sent this to me, and so shout out to Shannon. It was so nice of her to send that to me. And so this is a 6x12 album. It is a linen album. I don't love linen albums because they get little fuzzies all over them, but it's a beautiful album. I don't think I'll do anything to the front of it because, again, it's linen. And then you open it up, and then you can see that it has these 6x12 page protectors. Now, originally, in the past, I have tried many different variations of this style project that didn't fit. I love the traveler notebook idea, like how the size of them. I love the idea of them. I think they look beautiful, but the size makes it a bit of a problem because you really have to print photos. You have to custom print your photos when you're doing traveler's notebook size pages because they're smaller. But I liked the long, skinny kind of style, and I had a bunch of these 6x12 page protectors. And so I just started doing this, and that's what I posted in the Allie Edwards group. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to hold these, but like, this is the project I've started, a personal sort of project lifestyle album with the 6x12. I since have found 6x12 albums at Hobby Lobby. I ordered a couple. They were really inexpensive. They were less than $15, which was amazing. And so I have a couple on hand now. So what this is my personal project life album. So these are stories that are all about me. They're just normal stories of my everyday life that I want to be able to put in here. Now, I don't have one for January because I started this in February, because where this idea sparked from was Allie Edwards Stories by the Month kits. I've gotten those for years, and in January I decided not to get them because I was going to use older Project Life core kits for my family album, so I wasn't going to need these stories by the month. However, I loved them. I kept seeing them. I saw the January release. I loved it. I was so sad I was missing out. I saw the February one. I was like, I have to sign up again. So I signed up, and I thought, well, this would be a really good opportunity to do a personal Project Life album. So this is an album that I don't care who sees it. There's nothing so personal in here that I don't want other people to see it, such as my one little word album. That is really personal. That's personal reflection. That's a personal growth project. I don't keep those albums anywhere else but in my office, and I don't really let anybody look at them. This is something that are stories that maybe are more about me or something that I want to dive into, and I don't necessarily care if anybody sees them. So I have a general setup where I do a title card. I've been doing the monthly 3 card here, and then a few things, and then that's the way each month has come together. So this was February, and it was about my craft room, and then all about January and relaxing and getting back into school after the holidays. And then there's this currently celebrating card in the kit, and I've been using that as well. So here's just a family picture, some journaling here. Then I added this, which is a 3x8, and this is about my husband and I wrote some items. I have this, which is a larger photo. This is where we live, and the rolling green hills against the gray clouds. I just love it. I just adore where we live, and so I wanted to be able to tell that story. So the journaling for this photo will go on the back of here. You will see I'm not totally caught up with this album. It's not one that I focus on staying really caught up with. It's just something that I focus on having a good time with. So then here's March. Again, that same setup. So the March 3 card, some photos, the currently celebrating, and then this is about where my journaling starts to fall apart and I'm not totally up to date. Then here's April. So I didn't have much in the month of March. I just had this one page, and I'm totally fine with that. So here's April. And then April is my birthday month, and I wanted to do the project that Hepa here on YouTube does. It is the All About Me project. The idea is to do it your birthday month, and you have a mini album, and then it's all in there. And I was going to do that for April. I was going to put all of these prompts. I blew my prompts up so that they were larger. I got the digital kit and made it larger to fit in here. It ended up not really working out to do all of the prompts in April, and I'm really excited that it didn't work out that way, and you're gonna see how I'm doing it. So this is my birthday month, so I did my age, a few things about me. Again, I've got to do the journaling. We turn the page, staying connected. There's gonna be some insert stuff here, and then we get into May. And then here's more of the HEPA product of All About Me. And again, I have photos, and I have a little butterfly here I need to trim out and add. But I have my photos in here for May. And then I have this insert. This is an insert that I did and shared in my membership. There's a process video for this one. Flip that over. Music. So I'm going to tell a story about music that I'm listening to. Then here's another insert with one of those butterflies, another photo, another butterfly I have to trim out. You can see I have pieces in here. It's just the journaling's not all complete, and everything's not all complete. I've been working through this. So again, celebrating. We turn over. Here is June. Here is another story all about me. So I've just started sprinkling these stories all about me throughout this whole album, since this is my Project Life personal album. I have some photos that I'm going to put here, and then currently this will be July, or this will be July. I'm pretty sure this is probably where July will start, and you can see I'm just working through it. So here in the back I have this envelope piece, and if I have anything that needs to go in here, I can put that in there. I don't know that I will have anything, but I did put it in there because I just happen to have it. So that is my personal Project Life album, and I love the way that that's coming together, and I love that I do both. This is the family album, and I just tell stories all about our family, the kids, my husband, me. It's just I'm telling the story. So a lot of times it has my take on things. I do ask my family, you know, I'll ask my husband to journal things here and there. All of my kids have phones at this point, so I always ask them at the end of the month to send me 5 of their favorite photos. So some of those make it in here. It's really an overview of our life and our family, and I love doing that. I love putting it together and having it. I love them looking back back at them over the years. I've loved them. And now doing the personal album, not necessarily even alongside of it, just doing it, telling some of the stories that are more about, you know, me, like my craft room. I wanted to tell a little bit more of that story and different things that were happening, and so it worked out better to put it in my personal album. And I don't care if anybody sees what's in here. I'm not necessarily putting anything overly personal, so the kids can look at it. You know, I share it online a lot, and I love being able to do both. Now, do you have to do both? Absolutely not. Should you do both? Not necessarily. You should do the projects that resonate with you and that you're excited about doing. And then same thing with the size. I've seen people do the personal albums in 6x8 or 9x12, even 3x8, the really skinny ones. That is actually the size of HEPA's product for the All About Me, is actually a 3x8, and I've seen people do that. You can do a mini album you put together for yourself. I've done a few of those in the past. I just love the idea of being able to use my pocketed cards and not having to worry about different sizes of photos. I really like to keep my memory keeping simple when it comes to the photos that I'm using, because it's less decisions I have to make, right? If it's just a 4x6 photo or a 3x4 photo, super easy to put in here. So I hope you enjoyed just seeing the difference between these two projects. I would love to know if you do which one you do, or if you do both, or if the personal album is intriguing to you. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video, and I'll be back in my next video with another project for you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Here are 2 other videos up on the screen that you can take a look at. I would love for you to like this video, share this video if you would like, and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more crafty videos. Thank you so much again for being here, and I will catch you in my very next video.